Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome back to the Crow's Nest. Welcome if you are new. We are a spiritual all of mind community, learning as we grow along our ascension path. We're going to get into a message for what it is that we need to be aware of and focusing on at this time. This is a timeless collective message, so might not resonate with everyone, but it is intended for you if it finds you and it resonates with you at that time. Something that we're going to get into before the cards, though, is some channelings that I had leading up to this message. And there's a little bit here, so I feel like maybe this is a bit of a build-up from yesterday. I was not able to get my reading up yesterday, but I did do the new moon reading. There's two parts to that, by the way. You can find that in my moon readings playlist. I'll put that in the description for you. But let's start with the channeling before we get into the cards, because I feel that what I received with today's channeling, I'm even considering starting to record myself getting ready for the readings, because what comes through is almost a reading in itself. And I realized when I was writing all this stuff down today, I was like, there's no way for anyone to believe that any of this is real, that it happened the way that it did, and that I didn't just make it up. But it is what it is. So we're going to get into it. We'll start with some numerology. So today is the 24th. If you're watching this at that time, again, these are timeless. But the numerology behind the day, the frequency behind today is all about 5. So change. And the week is the 47th week. So we're looking at the number 11. I don't break down master numbers, okay? 11, 22, and 33. So what I'm really feeling with the numerology behind today is a continued message from the new moon reading yesterday about your work that you do here on earth. It's a very spiritual path, but also you're working really hard at being able to have a sense of duality between your spirituality and the fact that you are here as a human having this experience. There was also a message about a shift in, like, a change in the energy. For a little while leading up to the new moon, you felt as though you were super disconnected from your intuition, and that's changing now. My stomach is also starting to feel like kind of funny, so there might be some solar plexus activations that need to happen, or guidance for you to work on your solar plexus. Also some messages about balance today, and a lot of messages about the feminine. So this could be about, once again, balancing the solar plexus. So I really do feel that today's message, we're really just continuing with our spiritual involvement, is like basically the sum of the numerology behind the day. Get it? Sum? Anyway, I thought it was funny for a second. The other thing, right away this morning, I started to pick up a really spicy and sassy energy. Like, even within myself today, I'm noticing I'm a little bit of a fireball. I am Sagittarius in Sagittarius season, but aside from that, you might be like me, where the energies have had you feeling, again, not just disconnected from your intuition, but disconnected from yourself in a way. I feel that that's changed, going back to the shift and the change in regards to the energies and the way that you're, like, your self-embodiment. I feel that right now that, because we've had the peak of the new moon and now we're officially like in the new moon energy. For myself, how I feel with the energies with Grandmother Moon is leading up to the event. It's like once Grandmother Moon has reached the peak for that event is when we transition into the energy for that event. So what I mean by that is following the full moon, we've been carrying a lot of that full moon energy with us since the full moon. Yesterday we had the new moon peak at 2:57 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So now we've shifted into the new moon energy, less about the purging and the healing. Now we're focusing more on self-care, like less inner healing, I mean by that. Now it's more about the self-care, more nurturing, and just feeling more balanced and working more towards our intentions and our manifestations. The other thing I was getting from this, like, spicy, sassy energy, was there was something here about the physical and mental energies. I feel that the shift in energy that you're feeling is in regards to your physical and your mental energy. maybe in the other areas you felt like you've had the energy. I'm hearing the stamina, so you've had the drive to keep going, but something about your physical and your mental has just been feeling really, I was gonna say weighted down, but I actually saw like a gray blanket of cloud, like, just one of those really glum days, and it's just like putting pressure on you is what I see. Like there's this low hanging gray cloud, just like the walls are closing in, but it's like the sky is falling down. Something else that I heard today was you can do it. And it was really funny because I was hearing it in the voice of like, you can do it. And I think that's from the movie The Bubble Boy. I should have looked into it first, but right away it made me think about a reading that I did a little while ago. You'll find it in my playlist for the timeless messages, where I was channeling, I just kept hearing bright and shiny, and I was like, I don't even know what this is from. I googled it after the reading, and I think it was from Bubble Boy 100%. And they're in the bus, and they're they're just happy and high on life singing bright and shiny. You can look up that song if that resonates. But the other thing that made me think about when I was hearing bright and shiny again, I started hearing this song, Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows. So like this is the shift that I'm talking about, is you're all just like, everything's bright and shiny. It's all sunshines and lollipops and rainbows. But what I really loved about that song, Sunshine, Lollipops, and Rainbows, there's a part of it when I'm hearing her say, when you're in love to stay, right? She has that energy when she taps into a love, an unconditional, undying, I'm hearing unwavering love. And I feel that that's your self-love. We talked about that so hard the last few days leading up to the new moon. And now we're in it. We're feeling it. We feel spicy and sassy. We feel like we are in love within ourselves and there to stay within ourselves. And it also connected me to yesterday's new moon message about not only self-love, and how when you properly care and nurture yourself, the way that it guides others to do the same for themselves. Like your inner healing and your awakening journey is helping to illuminate other people, and to, I don't want to use the word trigger, to illuminate their own sense of awakening. You are kindling their inner fire, right? Is what I was really getting from that. And there was a strong message about the new world. And it just makes me come right back around to when you're in love to stay, talking about raising the frequency for new earth, right? It's all about the love vibration, the feminine vibration. So huge message right there. Something else, yes. And yeah, and it's also about a state of your happiness and your joy. Yesterday, like I said, so much feminine energy came through in that reading. We had almost all of the queens come out. We had the high priestess come out. The Three of Cups was there as well. So you might want to watch that. It was amazing, despite the interruptions. And I was really feeling like with the interruptions yesterday, my message was being interrupted. So watching that reading back, I was like, gosh, there was so much more I had to say about everything. But it is what it is. We'll move on and see what else comes to us, right? But yeah, so there was just something really significant. I was tying, I don't know why I tied these two things together here. Right, the sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows, and this bright and shiny, like that's the energy that you're in right now. That's that shift that I'm feeling. You now feel bright and shiny, like kind of renewed. And now it's like you're running around, like singing and whistling and skipping, and everything is sunshine and lollipops to you. And also with the rainbows, I actually did channel like rainbow energy the other day. It might have also been a message for anyone who is identifying with the LGBTQ plus community. So the next thing that I had come to me was a card about how your intuition is trying to tell you something. And again, tying into my readings leading up to today, this has been a message that's been coming through so strong about the disconnect from the intuition. And yesterday we talked about how you're coming back online, like unlike you've ever known yourself, is the energy that I get from that. That was that card was on page 28 in that guidebook, and what I really got from that was 10 energy. And as soon as I saw that, I was like seeing tens everywhere, just 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, kind of like world card energy where you've ended a cycle to start a new cycle. And we can see that happening right here, going over this shift in energy, this new tune that you're singing. Again, going back to another reading. Another 10 came out. And the message was, it has always been within. And this is about your love, the answers that you seek, the next step in your spiritual awakening, your ascension, the guidance that's being delivered, like everything you're looking for, it is within you. I shared this personally on my own personal platform. Different words, but same message, trying to help to awaken people, just like what you're doing, your spiritual journey, the way that you're moving through life, through this human experience as a spiritual being, through this human experience. I don't even know what I just said, but I think you know what I mean. It's awakening people just by doing you, right? So everything has always been within you. And the next thing to come through after that was the 10 card, right? So 10, 10. As soon as I was seeing tens, the 10 card came out after a 10 card. The next thing that came through was unbecoming. And I feel like this is you removing that mask that we talked about yesterday, removing the false mask, breaking away from the self-perceived notions that other people have of you, and stepping away from societal illusions, right? There's just like, I'm getting Hierophant energy from that. There's just like things in the past, influences that you've had that you're breaking away from. And, you know, people have perceived that and judged you incorrectly. And it's all been like society tells us, do this, do that, and you have to do this and you have to do that. And you're the kind of person where you're like, how about if I just do me? And that's okay, because tens are all over this message for you. This is about you stepping into a new cycle for yourself, breaking away from all of that. And we will get into the 5 of Wands too that came out. And the next thing that came through as well was the hug somebody card. And that did come through in yesterday's message as well. In yesterday's message, I felt that that was a need of you. You need to like receive a hug, because you need that nurturing care, that warm embrace I just heard. That's funny. I keep hearing embrace, like warm embrace, feminine embrace. That keeps coming through. Embrace. We'll see what comes through of that. Maybe that's a song. And what I feel like the message is for today, because right after that I saw the honor your sexuality card come through. So I really feel that this is a message about, you know, I brought this up again the other day about those of you who have had traumas in your life. We've all had trauma, but this was like a physical or a sexual type of abuse that occurred. And what that has done is it obviously created trauma for you. Stuff that has put up barriers and blocks and has subconsciously programmed your mind, and you are working through healing from that trauma and like I said, releasing the society illusions and the perceptions, right? And the message that I'm getting from the hug somebody card today is that you need to be willing now to let people close to you. There's been a lot coming through in my readings about your soul tribe is coming in, relationships, collaborations, teamwork. This is all going to help you to build towards your success. So right now, don't be afraid to let people in close to you. And for some of you, you might be afraid to let people close because of that trauma from the past. I'm picking up on childhood, and I'm picking up strongly that this is a message, again, not for everyone, but for feminine specific. The next thing that happened, another 10 card from the Earth Warrior deck, followed by the number 3 card, which was Child of Light. Again, speaking about the way that you're moving in this earth and through your healing journey and your spiritual awakening, you are illuminating others. You are awakening others. You are a child of light. And as you continue to just embrace yourself, other people are waking up to their light as well. From that card, I got 6 energy and butterfly energy, transformation, shifting, stepping into that change thanks to the new moon. Thank you, grandmother. I'm loving that energy for myself too. I've just been like not feeling myself today is a better day. I feel like I'm on fire. Some numerology before I continue as well. We got into the day, but some other numbers that are very significant. Today, the strongest numbers are 6 and 10, 100%. But also 4 is continuing to carry forward, and 3 and 2 is also significant for today. But if you're seeing 6 and 10s today, I also just saw 610 and 611. If you're seeing those numbers, this is like extra confirmation for you. 2 pages. I don't usually have that much. There was also something I saw about nakedness. Now, the child of light on the card is actually naked, but I felt like that was a message about just embracing yourself again. The nakedness of removing that false mask, right? Now you're naked. You're like, I got nothing left to, like, I'm not hiding from anything anymore kind of energy. And I really did pick up on the message in that, in, you know, honoring your sexuality, authentic expression, and embracing your femininity. There it is again. Embracing your femininity. There's like something about embrace. I might pause this to see what that's about. I love Google for that stuff. Yeah, removing the mask, but not just removing the mask, but you were able to look at the mask, really examine it, love it, and release it. And that's true healing right there, because some people feel that they've healed from something because they're like, oh, I took off my mask. But did you look at it before you threw it away? You have to take time to sit with the things that come up for us before we release them, or we've never fully released them. So I really do see that you're doing that. And that's going back to a whole bunch of other stuff. Whole bunch of other stuff. The next thing I heard was, once again, this message about larger than life. It was like a song that came through in one of my recent readings, but I also saw a card that made me think about that. And it was like, you're so much larger than life. It's like you take up a doorway, you take up space, you literally light up a room when you enter into the room. And I'm seeing like yellow light, which is solar plexus chakra, right? You saw it here first. Okay. Yes. And then the next thing I saw was that you also have a very passionate and loving energy. And that passion, I see you, like I said earlier, it's like you're passing the torch. You're igniting other people's pilot lights. You are helping to awaken others, whether you're aware of it or not, and whether they are aware of it or not. We're almost done with the channelings here. So the 8 of Cups came through, and I really did feel that this was speaking back to the time when we were in this like escapism, or this like dissociation from our light, from our awakening, from our full potential. There was a sense of, from a couple readings ago, about a sense of fear that you had in regards to what your potential is, what your abilities are, and how bright your light is. I'm actually hearing right now too that when you were in that state, you were afraid of it because you still had so much darkness left in you to illuminate, that it was the darkness within you that was afraid of the light. But now you're stepping into your light, and now you're seeing that the darkness will just run from it. But you're also, you know, going back to like how you're able to like lovingly look at the mask before you let it go, right? So you're very powerful at the way that you're moving through your healing at this time. And then of course I did see the 5 of Wands in the reverse. So again, I feel like this is detaching from feeling like, for one, you've been very complacent in life. You haven't been solar plexus energy. You haven't been standing firm on yourself. You haven't been, you know, I've had a lot of throat chakra activations this past week. So not really standing in your truths, in the ways that you speak, I'm hearing. But for me, what I'm feeling is that you've just been kind of a pushover to life, because you're just kind of trying to go with the flow, but in a complacent way, not flowing with the flow of life, but flowing in a way of, how can I just keep my head down as best as possible? I'm actually seeing now with that 5 of Swords card, it's like you feel like you're being whacked over the head with all those swords. And, you know, conflict, and it did create a lot of tension for you. And I feel for some of you that tension is really stuck in the solar plexus right now, as I said that, my stomach is making the craziest noises. It's like Godzilla over here. And I'm not hungry. I had a crazy, beautiful breakfast. It was like a feast. It was delicious. But it's not hunger, that the activations that I'm feeling in my stomach area right now. And then I also saw the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So there is a lot of movement, a lot of action, a lot of passion, a lot of speaking that truth, a lot of really, I'm seeing like a slingshot, like the way that you're moving towards the things that you want in life. You're just being like propelled forward. And I did say 3 was a significant number today. In numerology, that is about a catalyst. So something has happened to send you into this launch, and maybe it has something to do with the moon. We'll find out a little bit more. So I feel like this, like I said, was a message in itself. I feel like this is a lot about what is really happening. Like, what are we focusing on at this time? Where are the energies? What it is that we need to be aware of. So let's find out now from the tarot what it is that we need to be focusing on to go along with this message. And then I think we will end today with the Finding Inner Peace, because I got a lot of channelings coming through from that deck getting ready for this reading. On the tarot today, I have the Larvikite stone. So you might want to look into the stone for yourself. But what I'm really feeling today is protection and awakening the psychic abilities. So you really need to protect your energy because of who you are. The darkness doesn't like the light. You are competition. You are the 5 of Wands to the darkness. So you need to protect your energy so that nothing is coming in that is undesirable. And then also you just want to hold your frequency, and you want to protect like your in terms of your psychic abilities. You want to be able to protect yourself from the other energies that come through, because if you're doing energy work, it's really important to be protecting your own energy. Make sure that nothing can get at you. I love the energy that you're in, this High Priestess. I feel like you're very untouchable right now, like up on a pedestal, in a very humbled way, but I just feel that protection is really important right now. And, you know, talking about the psychic abilities, your intuition is one of those. I feel that whoever this is resonating for, you're also very strong in the clair abilities, clairsentient, clairaudient, those abilities. So let's find out from the tarot. So this is what we need to be aware of. What should we be focusing on at this time? That's a lot. That's a lot. Oh my gosh. My name's Crystaljoy, Wounded Healer, helping to guide you through the depths of your soul to illuminate the light within. It's not as many as I thought. And it's really interesting. Okay, so this is very interesting. So on the top, I have a little stack of 4 here. I did say 4s are significant. So stack of 4. On the top, we have the Chariot. And like I said, you're feeling spicy. You're feeling sassy. You're like me, where you're like, I kind of feel like I'm on fire today compared to how I've been this past few days. Since the moon energy is really what I'm feeling from that. That energy that you're in right now is coming from a place of like deep stability. There's a sense of like a balance between that inner masculine and feminine, and that's what's allowing you to really stand firm in this energy right now. I'm also picking up like feminine vibes from like the driver of the Chariot. So this balance that you've been doing between the inner masculine and feminine is allowing you to fully step into your feminine. That solar plexus chakra is so significant today, and there is a lot of yellow on this card. So I'm really strongly feeling that. So just continue to focus on the energy that you're holding today, and how can you protect it? How can you continue to balance it, anchor it in, okay? There's also this, like I said, about the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Wands in the past. Here's like that wounded warrior vibe. You're feeling very like you've been like in the past, like leading up to where you are now, you feel that life has just kind of like chewed you up and spit you out. It's been very challenging, really difficult, even though you feel like you have things that you can look back at and feel as though you've accomplished something. It's been an energy of feeling, though, it has just been really difficult on the path. And absolutely going back to the message that I was getting about that past trauma of abuse, it's held you back a lot in life, and it's made it really difficult for you to be able to move forward in life the way that you see other people moving forward. But you have to understand that the kind of person that you are, not everyone is as far in their ascension as you. Not everyone is as old of a soul as you. And so your life might seem like it was so much more difficult than everyone else's around you, because the path that you are on, it was necessary for you to learn those lessons, to do what you do today. I'm trying to be careful of how I say that, because I'm not trying to say that abuse and trauma and things like that you went through were necessary. I'm not saying that you deserved that. I'm just saying that other people in your life, you don't see them having those experiences because they are not at that point yet in their journey where they are ready to help to illuminate others, right? And so older souls, they tend to have a more traumatic past, and that just allows you to awaken much faster than the people that you see around you, the people who have caused you to feel this way. And so that's why life has just felt like, for you, it's been more difficult than the way you see it being for other people, is because your path was different. You knew before coming here to Earth, before descending, that you were going to play such a significant role in the Earth ascension. And so your soul agreed to do what was necessary to see to it that other people didn't have to go through what you went through. That was very specific for someone. We also have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse position. So this is about the things that you have been wanting to see come into you, like everything that you've been working towards in life. Like I've been saying, there have been blockages in your life. The energy that you have been in, like the things that have happened to you in the past have created an energy where it has created a lot of blockages. Absolutely. We talked about that a little bit through the channeling, but Spirit wants me to just move on from that. And what I'm really seeing from that, though, is that now, this is in the reverse position, but now I'm feeling that this is a message about the things that you were letting go, because what I really want to point out is the Chariot is upright. Everything underneath that is in the reverse. And so what we're speaking about in regards to like this 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 energy, right? This is what you're releasing. This is what you've let go from. This is what you're moving towards now, right? So going back to that Knight of Pentacles. And so now you're able to, like I was saying, like that on fire energy, like you're really moving forward now. You're not letting those things hold you back anymore. You're not allowing them to weigh you down. There's also a message in this for some of you about you've been so focused on like materialistic needs, like very earthly 3D, like I was saying, I gave away the next card, but egotistical behavior. And I feel that now it's in the reverse. Here we go. There we are. But it was going in the upright, right? Because now it's a reversal of that energy. Now you're releasing, feeling as though those things are weighing you down. And now it's like you are presenting yourself with an opportunity. I feel like there's something else I'm supposed to be getting from this energy, but let's continue to see what else we got. So you did see the Knight of Wands. I did kind of flash you with that. And the Knight of Wands, it did come through when I was starting this message. And I'm feeling like, again, this is about being able to move forward. The Wand suit is all about passion. And when I think about passion, I think about drive, right? The Swords is all about thought and the mind, but also about action in a sense. But I get action vibes from the Wands as well. And what I'm really feeling is that, like I said, in the past, you've been really held back, really weighed down by these energies. And you're releasing that now so that you can, like, bright and shiny, singing around like sunshines, lollipops, rainbows, spicy and sassy energy. Like, this is about you releasing all of this so that you can feel bright and shiny. And so that you can just let it go, move forward in life, put all that behind you, and continue to move forward and be larger than life and be that light. Remember I was saying about that card where it's like when you walk into a room, you light it up. And Chariot energy has the same thing going on. So I was going to say I'm getting something about water energy right now too, and there actually is water on this card. We're hearing water in the music, but I was really feeling the water energy there as well, which I just got so sidetracked with. And then the wings are blue, right? Because now that you're able to, you've taken off that mask, you've shown it love, you've released it. You released all of this, right? And so now it's like, because you've been able to release all of that, you're like, no more. Now you're standing in your authenticity. You're speaking your truth very clearly. Whenever I see wings and I think about whenever I'm connecting wings with the throat chakra, I hear Red Bull gives you wings, right? So it's like this authenticity that you have found in speaking your truth, your innate truth, I just heard. It's like, it's giving you wings. And it's like, once you lift off with this, like you've just kind of started to dip your toes in the water, right? Water energy. You kind of just started to dip your toes in the water with this energy. But now it's like, now that you've gotten a taste of what it feels like to be you, be your authentic self and speak your truth and do so unapologetically, there's no stopping you now. You're just like I said, spicy and sassy. So I feel like this message is so clear. I trust that whoever it's meant for is getting what they need from this message. I don't want to spend too much time on this because we're already at half an hour. So the next stone that I have is the pink agate. Now, it's very significant when you are dealing with certain things. Like I've been talking about in some of my readings about messages from birds coming in for you. And I've been giving guidance about like research the bird and what it means. Same thing with stones, okay? With colors, it's important to look at the colors of things. So, you know, when we research, what does agate mean? What does the spiritual properties that it holds? What is it containing? It'll tell you something. But then when you look at specifically the color of that thing, it'll actually tell you something else or something more, because colors as well have their own frequency behind them. So we can look at something like agate and learn about it. But when we look at specifically pink agate, we get a more specific understanding about the energy behind that stone. And so you might feel guided to work with the stones I'm talking about today. Pink agate stimulates the intuition, imagination. I don't know who that was for. And also artistic abilities. So again, going back to how I feel that stepping through the new moon energy now is allowing us to really plug back in. What's the word I was looking for? I said it earlier, but you're back online with your intuition, right? And like you're back online like you've never been before, kind of thing. And so the pink agate actually does help to stimulate your intuition. And also there was a message that I've been getting a lot lately about some of you are like musicians, specifically with instruments, but there is also something coming through with this stone to help to support our creative and our artistic abilities. I don't know why I can't speak today. You guys got me all choked up. Let's find out an affirmation to close off today's message. Affirmation to close off today's message, please. What's today's message? I like that one, but I feel like there's one that wants to come out. What is today's affirmation to close this message for the collective? Let's see. I guess that's it.